Hello and welcome to Peninsula Backstage, the show that looks inside local live theater. I'm Nina Perry and I'm your host. Usually on Peninsula Backstage, we highlight a single production that you can go see. Today we're doing something a little different. We're focusing on a theater company, Dragon Productions Theater Company, to talk about where they've been and where they're going. We're doing this special episode because we are at a pivotal point in Dragon's evolution. Founder and Executive Artistic Director Meredith Hagedorn is stepping down at the end of 2018, and Alika Spenser-Koknar and Max Koknar are stepping up as the new co-artistic directors. Meredith and Max and Alika, welcome to Peninsula Backstage.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. So Meredith, this is a new chapter for Dragon.
Yes.
Tell us about the first chapter. What was the inspiration for creating Dragon and how did you get it started?
Well, I think it started as an actor wanting to tell stories and not wanting to wait around for someone to give me the opportunity to do so. So it happened in Los Angeles where I had a play that I wanted to do with a friend, and we just said, we're going to just do this ourselves. We're going to figure it out as we go. We're going to rent a theater. We're going to market. We're going to do all the things you do. And we learned a great deal and lost our shirts in the process. So when I moved to the Bay Area, I said, okay, I think that I have learned some things. And there was another play that I wanted to do. And I felt like I wanted to provide more opportunities for more people, not just myself. So that's when I started with the 501c3 paperwork and all of that to try to actually establish something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What was harder than you thought it would be? What sort of difficulties surprised you in terms of getting this going?
Pretty much everything, because I didn't know what I was doing at all. But I think that that is what allowed me to get it done, because I was just asking a lot of questions. I didn't know how much money it would cost. I didn't know anything about a process of creating a theater company, much less actually building a theater when we got to that stage. So there was a lot of tenacity, a lot of not wanting to take no for an answer, or not wanting to believe that I couldn't do it when everyone else said, this is really difficult and you probably shouldn't.
So what surprising sources of help did you find in the process?
Really everyone, because I just knocked on every door that I could think of, including, the Palo Alto building department, when we were looking to actually make our own theater in downtown Palo Alto. I would just go there and I would say, hey, I just want to do this thing and I have no idea who to talk to. I have no idea what questions to ask. Can someone help me? I went to a lot of different realtors around and said, yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing. Can someone help me? So there was just a lot of places, the Chamber of Commerce I went to and just really talked to absolutely anyone who would listen, because I didn't know what I was doing. So it was great. Got a lot of help, learned a great deal in the early days, almost too much. So when we were ready to move to Redwood City and do it again, build another theater, it was a shame. I felt that I already knew more and said, oh, I wish I could go back and not know how hard this will be, because now we're going to do it again. And I kind of, yeah, knew what I was up against a little bit more.
Right. Okay. Okay. But you found some good support for the move to Redwood City.
Yes, a great deal of support.
Okay.
They loved us. They rolled out the red carpet for us.
Great. That's great. All right. What do you think that you and others have done to sort of give Dragon its staying power? Because a lot of people try and launch things and they last for a little bit and then they peter out. So what has been sort of the secret?
Well,
if there's a secret.
I mean, there's some real basic secrets, like I have an amazing husband who has been our biggest angel, so that's huge. Also, for the first 14 years of the company, I didn't take a salary. So that helped too.
Sure.
That helped pay for things. But I also believe in my open door policy of just, welcoming people to the Dragon family, just saying, why don't you come in and do what you want to do, and how can we help you follow your dreams and in turn help build Dragon? So, I mean, that's part of why these two are sitting here.
All right.
So.
Yes. So Max and Alika, how did you get drawn to Dragon?
Well, I've been working with Dragon for about a year and a half now as company manager, and I was brought in by Meredith. She interviewed me for the job, and Max had been working there about six months prior.
Yeah.
And I was really happy with how Max was welcomed by Meredith and all the opportunities that he had throughout the years with Dragon. And so the company always kind of being off the beaten path really kind of drew me to that, because I also like to go off the beaten path.
And we like love at the Dragon Theater.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, they're married? Let's get them both over here.
Yeah. It was really fun, actually, because I came home from the Dragon one night and Alika's like, I have an interview with your boss tomorrow. I was like, oh, well, that's cool. And for me, I sort of crossed paths with the Dragon from when I first moved to the Bay Area about 10 years ago. I, graduated from college. My parents had moved to the Bay Area while I was in college. I had gotten a theater degree and went, I'm moving in with you guys, and there's lots of theater in the Bay Area, I hear. And so I ended up here, and Dragon was one of my first auditions ever. And I remember just how supported I felt, just like going into an audition and actually not being able to take the part when I auditioned and stuff. But Meredith and the team that was on that show were just so welcome and open and just helped me first get into the Bay Area theater scene. And then when we started a tiny little theater company that didn't last, one of the first places that welcomed us to produce one of our first productions was Dragon, where I don't think we ended up having to pay anything. Meredith was just like, oh, you're doing a thing and the space is free, go ahead. And then the children's theater company that I was working for went under, and I was looking for a job. I had sent out sort of a, I need work on Facebook, and Meredith reached out and said, well, we've met a couple of times, and I've seen your, resume on LinkedIn and stuff, and you seem to have done a bit of everything. I have like a part-time thing. Can we talk? Yeah. And we talked, and it was a production job, and I was like, yeah, I can help with that. And she's like, well, you've worked with children a lot, so, at the same time, you can do the things that you're passionate about, and maybe you can build an education program here. And it's always been about giving us opportunities to sort of express ourselves and tell our stories and do the things that we're excited about.
Great. So, Meredith, how did Dragon's mission start, and has it evolved since then? And then I'm going to ask Max and Alika what sort of changes they have in mind for the mission and direction of Dragon, if any.
Well, our mission is producing professional quality theater that's uncommon, intimate, and accessible. So I knew that I wanted to stay off the beaten path, because there's a lot of theater companies here in the Bay Area, more than people probably realize. And if we're not all telling different stories, then we probably shouldn't all still be here, because we all need the resources. So I knew I wanted to stay off the beaten path. I knew I wanted to stay intimate, like theater in your living room, you know, really up close and personal. I love that kind of thing. And we wanted to be accessible. We wanted to make people feel safe as artists, as the community can come together and experience something truly different at Dragon. And so that has always been my interest in what Dragon should be about, including, you know, opening the doors, like I had said, really bringing as many people in, not being a little cliquey theater company and they're out there. So I just wanted to provide more opportunities for more people, and I think that's still what it's all about.
I mean, yeah, I think it's really all about all of these values that Meredith has been sort of fostering for the past 19 years and leaning in even harder into them, right?
Yeah.
It's about creating more opportunities for more artists. We both come from kind of non-traditional theater backgrounds, and so I'm really into creating opportunities for multidisciplinary live performance artists, and sort of this intimacy idea developing into, you know, why is it live? And why are we, what is that connection between the audience and the performer, and how can we really lean into that?
And really fostering excellency as well. I mean, we all try to do that, but we really want to produce quality work, whatever it is.
Exactly. And sort of share with the local Peninsula community all that theater can be. Yeah. And one more thing is, there's always been a leaning towards telling stories from voices that are underrepresented, and, you know, these multicultural stories and things like that. And that's always been part of Dragon's DNA ever since I've gotten to the Bay Area and started seeing it. And I'm, you know, not from around here, and Alika's mom is Hawaiian, so we've got a lot of sort of ethnic, multicultural backgrounds, and sort of really opening the doors to those different voices too.
All right. So if I can ask, what productions at Dragon have been among your favorites?
Yes, we've done almost 100 shows in my 19 years there, so bear with me, I needed a cheat sheet because I did create some, you know, I think the Dragon shows that I'm most proud of that I didn't act in or direct or anything, so it was just, my top 3 are Sideman by Warren Light, and that was in 2009. Humble Boy by Charlotte Jones, that was in 2007, and Wild Boy by Oliver Goldschmidt, and that was in 2016. Those are my top 3. That, yeah, I mean, I'm biased when it comes to the ones that I chose to direct or that I chose to act in. They were very special ones, but those are the 3 that, yeah.
Max and Alika, how about you?
Oh,
One that comes to mind.
I actually, the first show that I saw was On the Verge, and I really, really liked that show. And so I think it's still kind of in the top of the ones that I've saw, and you were in it.
And I was in it, so that's one of my top 3, of course, as well.
But I'd never read that script or heard of it, and the uncommon stories that Dragon tells, you not necessarily know the titles, but we come in and it's always going to be, you know, high quality and interesting and compelling. Yeah. And I found that On the Verge. And it was 3 strong women in the show too, and I loved that.
Yeah. Well, I do have my biases on for the shows that I've worked on as well. And like Cirque Exotique du Monde was for me, a really big moment. It was a Second Stages show. It was a new play. I love new plays. It was about a circus before the start of World War II and the rise of Nazi Germany. And it also sort of helped create some connections that are still paying off now. But also this past year was just a really great year for Dragon shows. I just loved 3 Days of Rain, which was directed by Meredith, and it was such a beautiful story and gave such a great opportunity to a group of actors to show off their stuff in a way that they might not have at other venues. And Equivocation, which was a Second Stages show that was really terrific.
Yeah.
So we have featured several productions of Dragons on Peninsula Backstage over the years, and we actually have compiled excerpts from some of those performances into a video clip. So let's go ahead and look at that.
Great.
All right, let's watch.
How much longer is this party going to continue?
Until we get ready to quit.
Poker is so fascinating. Could I commit?
You could not.
Excuse me.
Why don't you women go up to Unisys?
Because it's nearly 2:30. Couldn't y'all quit? Couldn't y'all quit after one more hand? Oh, stop it, Stan. That's not fun. Makes me so mad when he does that in front of other people.
I think I will bathe.
Again?
My nerves are shot. Is the bathroom occupied?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh!
Hello.
Hello. Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Harold Mitchell, this is my sister, Blanche Dubois.
How do you do?
How do you do, Miss Dubois?
How's your mother, Mitch?
Oh, pretty much the same. Thanks. She appreciated y'all sending over that custom. Excuse me.
Oh, good God.
I've been waiting for you.
What do you mean?
I knew you'd come.
I've just come in to comb my hair.
I knew you'd have to. I knew you'd have to comb your hair. I knew you'd have to get away from the party. You're a beautiful hostess.
Aren't you enjoying the party?
You're beautiful. Listen. I've been watching you all night. I must tell you. I have to tell you. I need to tell you.
Please.
You're incredible.
You're drunk.
Nevertheless,
Jerry.
I was best man at your wedding. I saw you pass by in white. I saw you glide by in white.
I wasn't in white.
You know what should have happened?
What?
I should have had you in your white before the wedding. I should have blackened you in your white wedding dress. Blackened you in your bridal dress before ushering you into your wedding as your best man.
My husband's best man. Your best friend's best man.
No, your best man.
This is what you get. It became fodder for his anti-welfare agenda, his belief that underprivileged persons are underprivileged because they're amoral and lazy.
It's great. It's a great cast full of new faces to Dragon, so we're thrilled about that.
Our story, like yours, is not without a message, but we must be very clear on what that message is. Just that. Once upon a time in America, before September 11 exploded America's sense of security and hope, a young family on the outskirts of America's capital city.
So viewers will see you in the first production.
They will.
Of the new Dragon Theater.
They will see me. I have a small part, and I'm very, very excited about it.
If you do have an abortion, it's not the end of the world. You'll be devastated for like 2 days, and then you'll get over it.
Did you have an abortion?
No, but I could have.
Are you going out?
Not with you.
But I'm going out shopping in a minute.
Go.
You'll be lonely all by yourself.
Will I?
Yes, without your old Meg. I've got to get things in for the two gentlemen.
What two gentlemen?
I'm expecting visitors.
What?
You didn't know that, did you?
What are you talking about?
Two gentlemen asked Petey if they could come and stay for a couple of nights. I'm expecting them.
I don't believe it.
Well, it's true.
You're saying it on purpose.
Petey told me this morning.
When was this? When did Petey see them?
Last night.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Didn't he tell you their names?
No.
Here. They want to come here?
Yes, they do.
Why?
This house is on the list.
But who are they?
You'll see when they come.
They won't come.
Why not?
No, I tell you, they won't come. Why didn't they come last night if they were coming?
Perhaps they couldn't find the place in the dark. Not easy to find in the dark.
They won't come. Someone's taking the Michael. Forget all about it. It's a false alarm. A false alarm. Where's my tea?
I took it away. You didn't want it.
What do you mean you took it away?
I took it away.
What did you take it away for?
You didn't want it.
Who said I didn't want it?
You did.
Who gave you the right to take away my tea?
You wouldn't drink it.
Who exactly do you think you're talking to?
Hello? Hi. Can you look at me?
I'm not really supposed to move. It freaks the kids out.
What kids? There's no kids here.
Well, there will be. There's a class of 4th graders in the next room. I'm not supposed to really move much.
But if you move, then it can really freak them out.
Yeah, I know. That's not really my goal here because I'm stuck to these cables, and if I move, they fall, people get hurt, and I mean, contrary to popular opinion, I'm very gentle. I'm a very gentle T-Rex. I'm a lowercase T-Rex, really.
A lowercase T-Rex?
Lowercase, yes, I am.
Then that must mean I'm a baby T-Rex.
You are, in fact, a feathery, tiny, delicious little T-Rex.
Why would you say delicious?
Because you're not much more than a morsel for me. I mean, I could chomp you up into little bits, but I won't because I don't do that anymore. I went through a 12-step. Are you hungry?
I am hungry.
Let's go to the cafe.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
Here we go.
All right, thank you.
That improv for North Pole,
Yeah.
really funny.
It was great and unexpected, and it gave us a sense of the chemistry between the two actors.
Yeah, they were amazing together, weren't they?
They were, and for various reasons, the director didn't want to show an actual scene from the play, but let's
Sure.
show how well they worked together.
Yeah.
Give the audience a sense of what kind of connection they might see.
And to laugh, because that show didn't have a lot of laughs.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Great. Wow. Any other thoughts before I ask you about the main stage series and the second stage series, both of which were represented in that clip?
Yeah. That was also one was represented that was a rental. That
Okay,
wasn't
a
even
straight rental.
betrayal.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
which was pretty cool though because it was when I first met Jenny Hollingworth, and so she came and rented the Dragon Theater, produced that all by herself. But she was then it was a developing relationship, and so she was one that I went back to when we first started the Second Stages series because I knew that she had more in her. So I came to her as one of the guinea pigs, and now she's our board president. So it's been an ongoing relationship with her. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, and actually, the birthday party was her second
That was
stages
her
show,
first
right?
second stages show. Yeah.
Two Pinter plays.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed. And this past year, she did Equivocation, which
Yeah.
I was just talking about.
Yeah.
So, full circle.
Yeah, really.
Right. So the second stages series is an opportunity for independent producers to
Yeah.
produce their shows at Dragon.
Right,
Okay.
and it's definitely something that I wanted to start as Dragon began with passion projects that I wanted to produce. So yeah, we open the doors to anyone who is interested in applying. We have a very short proposal process that's fairly easy if you've really thought about a certain project, and it's basically we want to help you produce your passion projects. We want to mentor you through the entire process. We give a little bit of seed money and a lot of staff support and let you see it fully produced on our stage. And originally we did before, back in 2014, where we just reached out to certain people that I knew as part of the Dragon family, and said, we're going to try to figure this thing out. And so they were, like I said, guinea pigs, basically. And it has grown since. And we do free workshops to allow people to understand the tools that they will get, understand the series, and see if that's something for them. But it's just been great. It's been building, and the reputation throughout the theater community has been growing, so more and more people are applying.
Yeah, and actually the 2014 year, A Second Stages show was the first time I officially worked artistically on any Dragon project. It was Lesa Bouchard's archive, and I did some design for that one. And yeah, the really cool thing about it is our audiences don't necessarily know whether it is a main stage show or a Second Stages show, and it's just a show. And it's pretty rare for emerging artist programs to put that much resource and trust behind a producer artist.
Yeah.
And the last play of 2018 for Dragon is a Second Stages show.
Yes.
And it's called K2 by Patrick Myers.
Yes.
And it's being produced by John Rutsky.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about that? It's running through December 2nd.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful show about humanity and the difficult choices that we face in life. The story itself, it's pretty simple on the surface. You know, men get stuck on a mountainside, but it's, as they say in the show, like the mountains are the most perfect metaphor, and I feel like there's a lot more under the surface of the show, and really in the core and the heart of the message that it has.
When John first applied, I thought that it would be just the epitome of what the Second Stages series is all about, because he had so much passion for this production. He and his fellow actor, it's a two-person play, they've been doing mountain climbing, they've been doing climbing for rehearsals. They really transformed the Dragon Theater into this immersive mountain experience that is so cool. So yeah, he had a very clear vision, so he was a no-brainer to just give this opportunity to.
Very nice.
And he came to us pretty much with his whole team ready to go.
Yeah.
And so that was really.
And that was another husband and wife team.
Yeah.
We love
Yes.
at the Dragon. John's wife, Janine Bergner, directed the show, and she really has a great eye for sort of working with the architecture and creating these striking images with very little.
Yeah. And I love that the Second Stages series, they have to develop their own team and bring in their own people as well, so it just grows the Dragon family that much more.
Right.
I love it.
Great, great. We have a little more than a minute left, so let's conclude by giving our viewers some details. As we mentioned, K2, which is the last play of the 2018 season, it's running at the Dragon Theater in Redwood City through December 2nd. And where can our viewers go online to get more information about the play and about Dragon?
Well, our website is www.dragonproductions.net.
Great, thank you.
We say catch a dragon in a net. That's how you remember.
Dragonproductions.net, great. And on the website, viewers can learn a lot more about what Dragon offers. There's a lot of stuff we didn't even get to talk about today, like the Monday night play space, Dragon Late Nights, the Circus Art Series. So there's a lot going on at Dragon, including some classes. Peninsula Backstage, we're online also on Facebook at facebook.com/peninsula-backstage. Like our page if you'd like to get alerted when new episodes become available for viewing online and on the air. I'd like to thank Meredith and Max and Alika for being here today. And remember to go out and support local live theater.
Thank you.
I know.